Hey there everybody, Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of Top 10 Songs. Today we're going to look at my 10 favorite tracks and a whole host of honorable mentions from the great American hard rock band Tesla. So this is a band that when they first kind of came out in, was it 85, 86, something like that, mid-80s, I was really into. I was big into their first couple albums, and then by the early mid-90s, I kind of moved on to different things, and I kind of forgot about this band for many, many years. And in fact, they had broken up for a while, got back together, started putting out new music again in the beginning of the 2000s, and have been pretty regularly touring and releasing music since then. So I've had to kind of go back. I rediscovered them not long ago. And I've gone back and realized how much I love that classic Tesla stuff, as well as discovering for the first time some of their more recent music in the last 20 years since they've gotten back together. So this was actually very difficult to put together because I really love so many of the old classics, but yet I've had to kind of evaluate some of the new material and just, kind of see, well, how does this stack up with the old stuff, so to speak, right? So let me jump into my top 10. I'm sure you're going to hear some of your favorites. There's a lot that I couldn't squeeze in. It's amazing how many great songs this band had, especially on those first 3 or 4 albums. So coming in at number 10, from the first album, Mechanical Resonance, which is possibly their best album, still. A great debut. It's funny, when you talk about great debuts, this album kind of gets overlooked sometimes, but I think it's one of the best debuts from a heavy band in the 1980s. So the song for number 10 is Too Late for Love. Great tune. It's funny, one of our viewers or readers on our Facebook page, when I mentioned that I was going to be doing this show, they said that Aerosmith kind of were the band that everybody thought, or Tesla thought everybody was the band that we all hoped Aerosmith would be going into the 80s, and that wasn't really the case. I think, Tesla were a little heavier than Aerosmith, obviously, but I always loved the way they incorporated these, brutal hard rock songs with great dual guitar work, fantastic vocals. It's kind of Aerosmithy, kind of Zeppelin-y, but they could also do kind of that bluesy southern rock type of thing. They did a lot of different styles, which was really cool. So Too Late for Love comes in at number 10 for me. Coming in at number 9, from the great Radio Controversy, Did It All for the Money. A really rousing, crunchy hard rocker that I really like a lot. It's got a good hook to it as well. A lot of their tunes have really good hooks. Coming in at number 8, from Mechanical Resonance, the first album. Kind of a mellower tune, but one that I always really liked, Changes. That's just, it's got a great hook. I like the moodiness of it. Some of their more mellow tunes have this great kind of moody thing going through it, and then they kind of burst in some heaviness and then go back to that kind of melodic. It's really, really well-paced song, Changes. I like it a lot. Love the chorus. From number 7, how about let's go to the Psychotic Supper album, all right? Don't De-Rock Me, Don't De-Rock Me. Man, what a kick-ass song that was. That, I actually chose that one, all right, over Edison's Medicine, which was actually in my original top 10 list. But I like Don't De-Rock Me a little bit better. So that gets my vote here. All right, so that's number 7, Don't De-Rock Me. Number 6, back to the Mechanical Resonance album. Can you see a pattern here, people? Getting Better. That's just such a catchy hard rock tune, man. Doesn't get much better than Getting Better. I really like addicting song. A lot of the tunes off that album are just can't miss tunes. Can't miss mid-80s hard rock tunes. They weren't really a metal band, but they had elements of metal throughout their music. I just think they were just a great rock and roll band, and still are, actually. So that's number 6. How about number 5 from the Psychotic Supper album? Call It What You Want. It's all the same to me. Love that tune. Really, really great hook. And again, it's just a great, memorable rock tune. It's just what it comes down to. From the same album, we're going to stick on Psychotic Supper. Number 4. Again, that moodiness, which I love so much about this band. Song and Emotion. I can still, the folk, I was just listening to it last night, as a matter of fact. The vocals are still drifting through my head, and then the heavy riffs come in, the screaming guitar solos. Just a really, really cool, kind of dreamy, heavy, moody rocker. Love Song and Emotion. I just love the vocals on there. It's a great singer. Coming in at number 3, let's go to the Great Radio Controversy album, Easy Come, Easy Go. A blistering rock tune with some killer guitar work, great vocals, driving rhythms, kick-ass riffing. This tune has everything. This song actually was, when I was originally putting this list together, this was my number 1 song. And what is now my number 1 was my number 3. And then, I went over my top 3 over and over and over again. And I'm like, you know what? I think my number 3 is actually my number 1 favorite. So I actually moved them pretty late last night while I was putting this together. Coming in at number 2, back to the debut, Mechanical Resonance, Modern Day Cowboy. It was the first single from the band. It's still a great, great song. It's just a kind of pounding riff rocker, and again, it's got that kind of the guitar work is great. Great lead guitars, great dual twin guitar mayhem in that song. Just a killer song, and it's just so damn memorable. I mean, that's what it's all about, right? Great songs have to be memorable in most cases. There are some great songs that they're great for like musical performance reasons, but in most cases, a great song is one that after you hear it the first or second time, man, you never forget it, right? That's Modern Day Cowboy for me. But my favorite song from Tesla, all right? And again, back to that debut. Most of my list is the first, 3 albums, but it is what it is. Hang Tough. Just such a great heavy rocker, one of the band's heavier tunes. And it's catchy, but it's just got slamming riffs and kick-ass lead guitar work, and man, vocals off the charts. And I just love some of the different passages to that song. It just kind of flows really nicely. And it's just a killer metallic hard rock anthem. Love it. That first album is just so great. So let's go over my honorable mentions. All right, let's do a bunch from the first album. How about Coming At You Live? Or Coming At You Live, I should say. That was in my original top 10 too. I love the great lead guitar at the beginning of that song. That's just a great way, just a great opening statement for Tesla, right? Rock Me to the Top, another memorable rocker. Cover Queen, Before My Eyes, all great songs. That first album is just loaded with them. From Great Radio Controversy, Lady Luck, all right? What else? Heaven's Trail, No Way Out, kind of a bluesy, almost like Southern rocker type of tune. The Way It Is, another great, great song. Where are we here? Yesterday's Gone. That's a killer tune also. Underrated song from the Great Radio Controversy. What else? How about Love Song? That probably, Love Song sits probably number 11 for me. I really wanted to put that one in my top 10, but man, I just like those other songs just a little bit better. But that is a great kind of rock ballad for them with a great guitar solo and some cool riffing at the end of it. It's a really good song. What else? Making Magic from the same album. How about Flight to Nowhere? Again, those first 2 albums, man, top to bottom, they're just so fucking great. How about, what else we got? How about their cover of Montrose's Rock the Nation? That's really good, right? Very similar to the original, but they get the vibe really well. Of course, you got to throw Signs in here from the 5-Man Acoustical Jam album, which is their cover of, what is it, the 5-Man Acoustical Band or something like that. That's arguably better than the original. I think they did a great job on that. Also from that same Acoustical Jam album, how about Paradise? All right. It's a good song anyway. It's nice on that album. What else we got? How about their cover of the Blood Rock classic, or unknown classic, I should say, Children's Heritage. How many of you didn't even know that was a Blood Rock song? Very cool. Go check that out. What else we got here? Let's go to Psychotic Supper. How about Change in the Weather? Another song that just sits outside my top 10. Edison's Medicine, like I mentioned, another just outside top 10, or originally in my top 10. I love Edison's Medicine. Heavy album, Psychotic Supper. Talk About It, that's a fun tune from the same album. Where am I? What You Give, that's like a good kind of earthy, rootsy rocker. I dig that. Great vocal on that one. What else? Had Enough from the same album is great. All right, how about let's move over to Bust a Nut. How about Mama's Fool? That's a fun song, right? Probably my favorite song off of that album, or one of them. Solution is another good tune off that album. Earth Mover, that kicks ass from Bust a Nut. More recently, how about Into the Now? I believe that was their comeback album, if I'm not mistaken. Look at Me, Miles Away, great tune. How about the Mighty Mighty Mouse? That's a fun rocking song. What else? What else? Did I mention Look at Me, Forevermore? We're going to the Forevermore album, Forevermore. The title track is really good. So What is a great tune. Really like that one a lot. From Simplicity, which is one of their more recent tracks or albums, MP3 is a really cool rocker. Ricochet is a great tune. Break of Dawn I love a lot, and Time Bomb kicks complete ass. So I'm not going to include any from the Shock album because I really haven't heard that album front to back more than once. I've heard like select handful of tracks on there. Honestly, I don't even think I'm going to pick it up because I really don't like what I've heard. It was produced by Phil Collen from Def Leppard, and the whole album has this kind of like Def Leppard-y Mutt Lange type of sound to it with, you know, the ridiculous kind of processed drum sound and these just really huge choruses, which don't really sound like Tesla to me. There's a couple good tunes on there that I've heard, but overall, not a huge fan. Might have to listen to it again. I know there's people that really love it or hate it, so, but whatever. I may not go there right now anyway, but I may at some point want to give it another shot. But anyway, let's recap my top 10, all right? Number 1, Hang Tough. Number 2, Modern Day Cowboy. Number 3, Easy Come, Easy Go. Number 4, Song and Emotion. Number 5, Call It What You Want. Number 6, Getting Better. Number 7, Don't De-Rock Me. Don't De-Rock Me. Number 8, Changes. Number 9, Did It for the Money. And number 10, Too Late for Love. If you have not ever gotten into Tesla, stop everything. Go listen to Mechanical Resonance, Great Radio Controversy, and Psychotic Supper, and then make your way past that. Those are the 3 best albums, their first 3 albums. Probably not a weak song in any of them, all right? Really, really strong stuff. So go check them out and then investigate the rest of their catalog because there's a lot of gems throughout it. So, and while you're at it, this is on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. Of course, we're here on YouTube as often as we possibly can. A lot of good stuff coming up. We got more top 10 songs, question and answers. Probably looking like it'll happen this weekend. And Mike Antonelli and I are hopefully going to be doing Doobie Brothers top 10 songs coming up real soon. Now that I got Steve Keeler and crew out of the way for the time being, till next month, got to get back with Butch Jones. Butch and I are going to be working on Van Halen top 10 songs, ZZ Top 10 songs, Michael Schenker Group top 10 songs. Chris Sallow and I have some unfinished business we got to attend to with the History of Iron Maiden show. It's coming, guys. We've just been really, really busy. I want to get him to do some more top 10 songs with me as well. What else? Nick Franco. Top 10 songs, Amorphous, Enslaved, and I don't know what else. And I've got all sorts of other stuff in the fire that I'll be doing on my own. Chris Caffrey, Sabotage, top 10 songs. All these things are coming in the weeks ahead, guys. So be patient, stay tuned, and we'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.